All right, so let's hop into some of these questions because there are really good ones, and Lee's been popping them out. So let's see. I'm trying to find your first question, Lee, and I think it was in reference to retainers. And aha, okay, here's your first one. So, how much do you invest in marketing, and how much time is spent on obtaining new clients?
Well, we have somebody whose their only job is marketing and sales. So um, I guess that would be 100% of the time. If you're just by yourself, the real issue is that when you are both performing the service and doing the sales and marketing, you're kind of like a hunter. You can only eat what you catch, and as soon as you're done eating, you got to go out and find something else to catch. So coming together as a group, even if it's not a corporate structure or LLC membership structure, can help you. Maybe it's of value to get two or three or four freelancers together, and maybe one person who's a marketing and sales guy, and let that person go. Pay them a commission. Pay them 50% of whatever they bring in, because it hasn't cost you anything. You just to it didn't cost you any time or money to get them to do the work for you in sales. And you just tell them, here's the minimum that you can sell it for, whether it's if you're selling by the hour, which I don't like, or by fixed project, or uh, by by the day, which is really the hour. Risk reward. I mean, there are a couple of different payment structures, but if you have no uh, business, if you have no clients, if you're not building a website, you need to be spending 100% of your time on sales and marketing. One of the things that I've seen with younger people, and I did the same thing, is don't expect people to come to you. You have to go to them, and you have to go to them often. Don't just because they say no once doesn't mean they'll say no the second time or the fifth time, right? You gotta be politely persistent. Um, when I sell, and the client says, "No, I don't really know." I'm like, "Okay, well, you think about it. I don't want to be I don't want to be a pain in the butt to you, but I am going to give you a call every 3 days, and you can expect that." Then you got to also make those calls. And as long as you're managing their expectations, they don't get mad at you for calling all the time. And eventually, maybe you just wear them down, right? Maybe you just, I mean, I've squeaky wheel theory, right? Just, all right, I'll hire you. Just stop hounding me. So
And that happens more often than we think. That's like really counterintuitive.
it is, and I mean, people. There was a saying of the client's always right. And my theory is that that's just not the case. The client always knows what they want to achieve. They don't know how to do it, and because they don't know how to do it, they don't know what the right way is. If they knew everything, they don't need you, and they don't need me, and they do need me, and they do need you, right? And so don't be afraid to tell them that what I've had potential clients say, well, look at my website and tell me, what do you think? And it's like, remember that commercial about where the woman asks her husband, how do I look in these new jeans, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
you do not want to answer that question. uh, and it's sort of like, that's what they're doing. There's what they really want is for you to say, oh, it's perfect and wonderful. But if it's not, don't be afraid to politely tell them where it's not right, because that's where you show your value. That sells, because you're showing your value of what you know versus what they know. and don't be afraid to tell them either in terms of some specifics. Um, Mostly when you sell, uh, we're sometimes afraid to give out too much information. We think we're going to uh, tell the client everything they know to do the work themselves. You want to be careful. Sometimes I found that if you give them too much information, you give them so much information, they can't really remember it all. What they do remember is this guy sure seemed to know what he was talking about, right? This agency, I can see that they understand my business because they're asking questions about it. They have done this before. I can go to their website and see their portfolio. That's nice. So I can see if they, the quality of their work. But before you can sell the quality of your work, you have to sell the fact that you can meet their business needs. How often do you go to your client and say, on average, our clients realize a 12.2 ROI on their investment. I mean, that means something, right? Yeah, you're going to spend $5,000 on me on average over the course of a 12-month period. Our clients realize a 30% ROI, which means if you spend 5,000, you're going to make about 7,500 on it. That's what we
Right.
be selling.